We are just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball there, break on the football. Don't make a play. And accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. He can be, and he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On play action, Allen. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
This will be fielded at the 17. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And that's complete to Adams. And some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
He's got the speed and the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Hurts. Trucks over him. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. That's a strong safety making it a strong, hard tackle.
And we know his coach. Doesn't smile a whole lot, does he? How about that grin right there, ear to ear after that play?
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Hurts. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to extend their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
56.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. Fielded just inside the 30. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Ready, set.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Hurts to throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Walker now on 1st and 10. He'll take this to the 46. Well, this defense for the Bills, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown! So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes our score 17-0. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Steps away. This is intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Let's go now. Lion.
Throwing is Hurts. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Eagles 24, Bills nothing. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there, they didn't get it, but boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Throwing is Allen on third. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Let's go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try for the first with Walker. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. They run again with Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 41, Hurts going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On play action, Allen. Flush to his right. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Throwing now is Allen. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down. They do go for it. Here's Allen. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And bringing it in, it's Davis. Touchdown, Bills. Gabriel Davis, 27 yards. And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. And he pushed it right. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken just shy of the 10. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this 3rd down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Looking to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. On first down, Hurts going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Let's go now.
Second down and 8. On the option left, it's Hurts. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Caught, Kelsey, left side. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up fourth. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball, because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
And a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Davante Adams, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Allen now on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Throwing on second and long. Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-and-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
To throw again on second down. Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Now Allen again. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. We're in the third quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. Now Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. The Bills say they have it, and they do. And the Bills have recovered. Well, I guess they felt like they needed something to get them going. Maybe you wait for this type of a play, but they try the onside kick, and it works.
I'm starting to wonder if the analytics coach is starting to get involved in the football nowadays. When you see this type of play made, this type of a risk taken, sometimes there's a different influence that's going into the head coach's ear.
Allen off the play fake. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
56, 56.
Here's Allen to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Allen. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 27, Allen looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. First down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Allen. The left side caught by Diggs. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Allen to Diggs there for Buffalo first. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
On 2nd and goal, Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Aaron Fuller, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. This time the extra point up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Hurts. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
No gain on the play there. Second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. Straight ahead, Walker. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Bird's throw taken in by Adams. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, here's Walker. Give him 2 on the play there. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st down. Again, it's Walker. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On the give, it's Walker. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Kenneth Walker, 22 yards. And the Eagles have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. They're going to try and run. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On play action, Allen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Throwing is Allen on third. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Eagles, they did what they needed to do. They split their first two road games of the year. And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner. choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.
On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. The Jaguars are on the clock now. It's now the Vikings' turn. On the clock. On the clock now, the New England Patriots. It's the Bears now on the clock. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. It's the Detroit Lions now on the clock. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now. The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now on the clock, the Texans. The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock. The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. The Chiefs are on the clock. With the next selection, the Lions are on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock. And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. Next up, the Jets are on the clock. The Miami Dolphins now on the clock. With the next pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. The Minnesota Vikings now on the clock. Next up, the Patriots are on the clock. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. On the clock now, the Chicago Bears. Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock. With the next selection, the Browns are on the clock. With the next selection, the Falcons are on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. The Detroit Lions now on the clock. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. The Bengals now on the clock. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. we have a trade alert. This pick has been traded. It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. The New York Jets are now on the clock. The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. The Jaguars are on the clock. And now on the clock, the Minnesota Vikings. On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. It's the Bears now on the clock. It's the Bucks, now on the clock. On the clock now, the Los Angeles Rams. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. It's the New England Patriots, now on the clock. The New York Giants on the clock. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock. Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Green Bay Packers. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons. The Kansas City Chiefs, now on the clock. It's the Buffalo Bills, now on the clock. With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. The Cardinals on the clock now. The New York Jets on the clock now. With the next pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now. On the clock now, the Jacksonville Jaguars. The New England Patriots are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. The Panthers are on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. The Denver Broncos are on the clock. The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock. It's the Cleveland Browns now on the clock. It's the Atlanta Falcons now on the clock. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock. On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs. On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.